Hey, I'm gonna have to be a bit more concise than in the French version because I'm about to cook pasta, and so I want to eat. So I'm gonna try to make it short, but go to the point. I really would like to thank all the people, all the English people that have started to follow this channel, because I don't have the feeling that there are more people coming. I'm not a techie person. I don't know how to. The stats on YouTube don't make jack chick. For me, it's Chinese, you know, like it's like. So, but I just have this intuition, this feeling that I have more and more English-speaking people on this channel, and I'm really grateful for that. If I can be a contribution out of service to the people making jewelry out there that speak English, that's great. And I just wanted to also stress the issue that I know that I don't produce a lot of English content because initially this channel was made more for the kind of French community, because there was really a lack of information on jewelry, on the subject. I say it all the time, but that's really it boils down to that. That's why I created a channel to start with, and I've created it about 4 years ago, but I've really started to get in it and get involved really only about 2 years ago. It's been like the second year for me that I've really been working on this, and it led to a lot of wonderful events and circumstances that I could have never even imagined before. So I'm really grateful for the kind of journey that was really improbable, but that turns out to be way more interesting than I had thought initially. And that's why I also want to kind of diversify my content, because I've been mainly focusing on jewelry making, some aspect of the kind of business of creation and how to be an entrepreneur and how it works. I don't feel I have a lot of knowledge on the subject. That's why I don't really talk about things that I don't really know about. But as I'm also progressing on my own journey, I learn things, and I learn on the go and from being on the field, you know, really being faced towards kind of concrete problems that I have to solve, or situations that I need to deal with. And because I get kind of bored easily, I decided to start to make more videos that don't really talk about specifically about jewelry making, but more about what it is to be your own kind of boss and how I perceive things. And all this stems from my personal experience and my journey as a human being, you know, as a person, not only as someone that makes you know, jewelry or a content creator on YouTube. This is just the fruit of what I am and how I'm evolving on my journey as a person. And so I've been really grateful and very fortunate to meet a lot of people in real life or on the internet that have helped me so much, that I feel that they have been put on my path to teach me something. And I guess everybody that comes on your path is there to teach you something, and vice versa. You're there for a reason, you know. And so I just wanted to kind of diversify the type of content I could produce here, because because I get bored, like I was saying, and I need a bit of variety, and I think that those tools could be really out of service for people that might be interested and receptive to those kinds of thoughts, ideas, and concepts. So I'm going to give it to you now. What if judgment was a way that could generate money for you? And because judgment obviously has a bad rap, and as now that I've been for a couple of years now on YouTube, I've fallen in all the traps, really like big danger signal, what is she doing, running into it. I was a newbie, a real rookie, like on the ring, in the sense that all the mistakes I've made them, pretty much all of them, you can tick all the boxes. And when I started, I was really, that's why I didn't even want to put my face, because I was so petrified about the idea of having nasty comments and people being mean to me, that I didn't want to get involved. I didn't want to get implicated, can you say that, in what I was doing. And I was putting really tiny amounts of energy in it, because I was really scared of what was going to happen, because of a lack of self-esteem, because it pretty much always kind of boils down to that, doesn't it? So as I kind of grew also personally, I realized that you're your own best friend and worst enemy, and it has nothing to do with the outer circumstances and the people. It's about you and how you perceive yourself, and I would really truly suggest you to try to trust yourself and listen to yourself instead of finding and wanting approval from outside sources, because if you ask for outside advices and help for making your own decisions, you're handing out your power to someone else or some other people out of the self of you, and therefore you're not in a position of power anymore. That's why I feel that the more I go on this journey, the more I realize how important it is to be really transparent and being authentic with oneself, because otherwise you will always get fucked, to say it plain and simple, because you will kind of put your power out there, so you will not be able to generate and emanate the energy that needs to be put for your business to be working and money to be coming in. So to go back to what I was saying about, imagine what if, take the idea that what if judgment, when you receive criticism and judgments, what if this could actually generate money? And I'm going to give you this little tool about that I've learned. It's what I do now. The way I process is really like a sport. You have to train your mind, and I've been doing for a couple of months now, and I can really see a difference. Every time I receive a nasty comment or somebody that is, you know those type of situation where somebody talks about positive constructive criticism, big bunny ears. It's actually basically shit wrapped in a nice little package, and that's what it is. And so now each time something like that happens, I think in my head, ching, plus $200 per year on my bank account. Per year on my bank account. And that's a way, just like in alchemy, it's like turning shit into gold. And it's an image, it's a metaphor, but quite literally, it's just to show how it's possible to change something that at first glance would look very detrimental to something that could become beneficial. So that's how I see it, but it would be too easy if it was only one way around. Every time you judge, and sometimes that's when it gets a bit tricky and sneaky, because sometimes we're so trained to judge that we don't realize that we're judging. And every time, for instance, you're walking in the street and you see someone and you just don't like their jumper, and you're like, wow, ugly jumper, schling, minus $200 at the end of the year. And that's how you find the balance. And the more you do this, the more you realize, you become conscious of how much you judge and how much you didn't know how much you judged. And you start acknowledging people's criticism and taking it not so personally, and you see the value in it. That's how the trick goes, because you see the value in it, so then you're not so scared and so much in contraction and constriction about receiving negative critics, because you know that it will break something and you will be able to kind of transmute and take out the good energy in it, what you need to fuel your own boat, to keep going. So, of course, my nose is running. I don't know why each time I press the button, I start... Anyway. But that was the point of this video. What if judgment could actually be a way to generate money? Because money is a sort of energy. So you could change, if you don't like money, you could change it with another energetical value that you could use to help yourself kind of tame your inner critic and, this thing in yourself always kind of wanting to judge everything and everybody and put labels on everybody. So this is a good way to go around this one, and I feel I'm forgetting something that I was saying in the French version that I thought could be relevant here, but I forgot about it. Non, bah voilà, I think I've said the most important part. I feel I'm forgetting something. I want to press stop and then I'm going to be like, and I don't edit the videos. No, bon, is there something else? Maybe that's already enough for now. Well, I guess that's already enough for now. I hope that this will be out of service, and really keep in mind that you have to train. It's something that you have to be really consistent about to put this into place into your life. Yeah, don't just be the creator of your own life, and don't let people dictate what you should be doing, because we're pretty much born in this environment of judgment. Because I feel that a project and a business is just like a child. Like, you bring this to the world, and as soon as you bring it into the world, it's not really yours anymore, and people can say what they want and you cannot prevent them from doing so, nor should you. So it's just about being able to know that it will be what it will be, and as soon as it's out, and you don't really have to pay a lot of attention to what people have to say in essence. But if you do, just try to take what you can out of it, that will help you to keep moving forward and not cripple you with desperation and low self-esteem. So that was it from me, and I'll see you around. Bye! And like I was saying, I pressed the stop button and then I was like, ding! Toxic people, that's what I wanted to add, so I'm gonna have to freaking edit this to put this other next extra piece. Because toxic people, you have to get rid of them. You have to get rid of them because there's a difference between being able to receive criticism from the outside, but if it's someone that is close to you and that is perpetually saying horrible things and sending you bad energy, you know, and sending you unjustified, like gargantuous amounts of unjustified criticism, at some point you have to kind of, you know, get them out of your life, because they will always drag you down. That's why they're there. So if you want to kind of free yourself and be able to be lighter and to do what you want and create with ease and receive everything with ease, you have to get rid of the toxic people in your life. That's a must, especially if you have a business. And that's the thing also, that's kind of an urban myth, urban legend, but you don't have, actually, people don't really have to know around you, especially your family and people that are really close to you. They don't really have to understand what you're doing. It's none of their business. You know what you're doing, so you don't really have to ask them for anything, and they don't have to accept and approve of what you do. You just have to do your little thing. So that's just what I wanted to add, and I'll see you around. Bye!